Once upon a time, a prophet ran away from a queen. Now, this wasn't just any queen, this was the queen of Israel. And the prophet wasn't running from her in fear because she was actually the one who needed him, but he was exhausted, worn out, completely done. And sometimes, the greatest victories can wear us out the most. You see, this prophet, by the name of Elijah, he had just called down fire from heaven. He had just witnessed a miracle on the mountain, and maybe you've been there too. When the battles feel endless, when fear is louder than faith, when the mountain feels far behind, and the wilderness is all you see, when it feels like you're running but not going anywhere. But God was showing him that the mountain wasn't the end of the journey. It was just the beginning. There was more wilderness to cross. And he promised to give him strength for the journey ahead. There was more ministry to do. There were more people to reach. When it feels like you're fighting, but not making any difference. When it feels like you're believing, but not seeing any results. If Elijah's story reminded you that God still meets us in our weakness, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more encouraging truths from Scripture. And remember, even when you run, God runs after you. With grace in his hands and a whisper in his voice, not to break us, but to make us stronger. And he might be reminding you of that too. You might think you're at the end of your rope, but God says you're at the beginning of your purpose. Not to wear us out, but to work through us. You see, when our strength is spent, his strength is meant to be shown. But when the queen threatened his life, Elijah ran. And not because he stopped believing, but because he was tired, worn out, done. Sometimes, the greatest battles in life leave us feeling like the greatest losers. Sometimes, the loudest cheers can leave us feeling strangely silent. You're such a coward. I can't believe you'd run away like that. No, God didn't do that. That's how God whispers to us too. Not in the loud, boisterous times, not in the crazy, ecstatic moments, but in the quiet, calm times when we're still, when we're weak, when we're worn out, when we want to give up. Instead, he sent rest. He sent food. And then he came close. Elijah ran and hid under a tree and prayed, "Lord, I've had enough." He thought God was through with him, so he wanted to quit. But maybe God wasn't through with him yet. Maybe God wasn't finished with him yet. Because what happened next surprised him. Elijah thought he was finished. God didn't rebuke him, didn't shame him. He didn't say, "Hey, wake up, you sleepyhead." Not in wind or fire, but in a gentle whisper, saying, "My power isn't shown in mighty winds, earthquakes, or fire, but in the quiet whisper that you hear right now." See, Elijah thought he had to have a mountaintop experience to hear from God, and so God woke him up and reminded him, "You are not alone. The story isn't over. You still have a purpose." Sometimes God allows us to get tired, just not to punish us, but to prepare us. When Elijah thought he was finished, God reminded him that he wasn't through with him yet. So rest when you need to, and rise when he calls you again.